Okay, so after thinking this afternoon and kind of talking, because Tori came by and I can't even think. Tori and I were talking about math and how they did today. She said that Karen, you had mentioned that your kids had done really well, and that was good because I know time is difficult. And then after we were talking about how many, should we do another day of weight and capacity or not, we kind of looked through the Lead Forward documents. And there's only been, last year there was only one question over capacity and weight and none over time. And the year before that, it was one of each. And the year before that, it was only a time. So it seemed more pertinent that we move forward, still using measurement, but then reviewing because, if there are two questions on the test, that'll be it. And the star chart's going to tell them which unit is a liquid or a weight. And we can always spiral back to that. So anyway, we're going to go back into perimeter and area and add some measurement to it, which is a perfect transition. And so I would ask the kids, remember perimeter? It's the rim-itter. It's all the way around. How do we find it? Add the sides together, write the unit down. Well, if you're adding the sides together, you're adding side plus side plus side plus side, which shouldn't have drawn on that because this is not a perimeter question. So I would say, okay, so perimeter, you all said is add all sides. And then area. Area is the squarea. Where are the squares? The squares inside. You find the length, you find the width, and you multiply. Gotta love the rhymes. So I'd ask the kids to read this set of directions, which looking at it now, I copied and pasted it, just thinking it said find area. Find the area. This means in unit inches by tiling the rectangles shown. The first is tiled for you. So I would ask the kids, why do you think that they're wanting us to tile it? In other words, put it into even rows and even columns. Like, what are they forming? They're forming squares, right? Squares, as in squarea. The squares inside. We're going to find the length. We're going to find that width, and we're going to multiply. So I would ask the kids, all right, what are 3 groups of 6? And they can look, or if you don't know, I could write 3 groups of 6. I know that's 12, plus 6 more is 18. So I could write off to the side there are 18 square units. And that little 2 is square because squares only have 2 dimensions. They have length and width. So that's why we put a 2. They only have 2D, 2 dimensions to measure. I would, show them that there are 3 rows of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you could say there are 6 columns of 3, because what is multiplication? If you've been doing it right all year, they're going to say repeated addition. Well, it would help if I could spell repeated addition. What are we repeating? Well, we're repeating 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Or we're repeating 6, 1, 2, 3 times. That's why you can multiply with squarea, because it's repeated addition. Well, how else can I find the squarea? I can count the squares inside. Which one's the right way? Doesn't matter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw the squares. Where should the squares be? They should be inside. How many rows do you think I should draw? 2. Yeah, me too, because that's what the number is. And remember that we're going to draw 2 groups, because that's what multiplication is. 2 groups of 6. So 6, I know, is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 2, or 2 groups of 6, which is 12. 12 what? 12 square units. We're going to say units because it doesn't tell us if they're inches or millimeters or centimeters. I mean, it does right there, but whatever. The main point of this is I want them to remember that area is squarea, squares inside. And that now that we're getting better at multiplication, we can find the length and find the width and multiply. All right, so what should we draw first? 4. 4 what? 4 rows. Okay, well, the rows are side to side. 4 is even or odd? It's even because we can split it in half. 2 here, 2 here. Plus even ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So see, there you can go throwing in even odd. All right, so if we drew 4 rows, now what do we draw? 3. 3 what? They're probably going to struggle with columns. Tell them like columns a tower. Is 3 an even number? No, how do you know? Well, because you can't split 3 evenly. You can't split it into 2 even parts. Or odd numbers end, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. All right, what's the squarea? Well, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3. 4 groups of 3 is also 12 square units. Why are we writing square? Right, because area, if you're talking about something 2D, flat, it has two units, lengths and widths. And if you're flat, two-dimensional, and you only have the 2 dimensions, length and width, then you build flat squares. So 2 for square, as in flat, 2 measurable dimensions. You also could see 1, 2, 3 groups of 4. I'd ask them to do the last one on their own, and I'd get up at that point just to check, have they taken my notes? Who's paying attention, like who can figure it out? I'd walk by and go, ooh, I see some of you already starting really well, or ooh, what nice drawings, or how neat you are. And then say, okay, I see some of you have drawn the tiles, but could you put the answer nearby? And then after you've walked around a minute or two, then go and model it. 2 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'd say I noticed some of you had the answer and some of you had 2 and 5, but you didn't write your multiplication symbol. I'd love it if you added that because then you're showing me 2 groups of 5. All right, boys, read me the direction. Okay, so I want an area of 20 squares. Area is the, yes, squarea, good, dojo, ding, ding, ding. 20 square units. All right, well, I could count out 20 squares, right? And where should the squares be? On the inside? So I could do this. I could go like, well, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The suspense is killing you, right? I know. Is this area? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 squares inside. So did I do a good example of area? Yes. Would you say this is regular or irregular? Right, it's irregular. These are regular. What's different? Yeah, even number of rows, even number of columns. This one's got that space, but it's still square units inside. All right, so I could just guesstimate and find those 20 squares. Or how else can I find area? Look up at these. We could draw it and count the squares inside, or what else can we do? That's right, find the length, find the width, and multiply. So I could think to myself, what times what would equal 20? What length times what width would make 20? And I mean, see if they could figure it out. If not, say, well, I end in a 0. So if I count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. How many 5s is that? 4. Oh, so I could just make 4 groups of 5. And voila, you've got 20 square units inside. Which one's the correct way? Should I draw a regular shape or irregular? Doesn't matter because all it says is 20 square units, and the square area is inside. All right, girls, read the next direction. Oh, okay, so now we're going back to perimeter. Remember, I want you to circle the rim. Circle the rim. The rim, perimeter, it's all the way around. How do we find it? Add the sides together, write the unit down. Sides, so this side is a 5, and I'm going to go over here. Nope, I'm going to go right here. 3 and a 2. What do 3 and 2 make? 5. So 5 plus 5 is what? 10. Check this out. 3 plus 3 is what? 6. And that 6 plus this 6 is what? 12. Which makes a total of 22 units. I heard some of you say square units. Anyone know why we are not going to write square on this one? Ah, because it's perimeter. Perimeter is all the way around. We're not talking about square yet. Why do we say add the sides together and not add the numbers? Well, sometimes numbers are missing. So add the sides. If you think about it, this side plus 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 this side takes you all the way around the fensimeter. All right? Whole class, read it for me. All right, so what are we looking for? Perimeter of figure, of shaded figure. And what's a key word in the word perimeter? Yeah, the rim. Go all the way around the shaded figure. So let's pretend we're a snail. I'm going to crawl around the fence, and y'all just count each square I crawl by. 1, 2, see what I'm doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So all the way around are 12 units. That's the fensimeter all the way around. All right, then I'm throwing in irregular. Why do we call these irregular? Right, they don't look normal. Yeah, they're kind of like, here's the regular person. Ah. And then here's the weird irregular person. You're like, okay, that's very irregular. What's going on with that person? Irregular meaning not normal. We want the area, which means we want the squarea. The squares we're at inside, and we find it by finding the length, the width, and we multiply. It's kind of hard here because drawing square units, could I draw square units? Let's see. Kind of weird right now. And that's because the trick to irregular is seeing it as two different pieces. If I showed it to you like that, what would you do? And the kids might tell me multiply. Great. They might say draw it. Great. Either way, I'd make them do both. Haha. So I'd say, okay, I heard someone say multiply. What do I multiply? 4 groups of 7, which is what? 4 sevens. If they struggle, what's 4 groups of 7? 28. 28 what? Square kilometers? Or square km? They may not know that. Okay, well, what if I said prove it? I mean, that's proof. What if I said prove it in a drawing? Well, first you'd have to, look at it as a regular rectangle. And then I would draw, it could be 4 columns of 7. And then prove it. Count 28. All right, what's right here? It'll be 1 group of 6. Well, here's 1, and we want a group of 6. So how many are here? 6. So if I want the total square area, the total squares inside, what should we do? Add, I agree. This part plus this part. Part plus part makes whole. Parts make whole. 8 and 6, 14, good. Carry your 10, and now you have 34. 34 what? Squares, yep. 34 square what? Kilometers, yep. Write the unit down, meaning write the unit of measurement. Otherwise, I could put behind it fluffy clouds and count it wrong. Don't leave it open for me to write whatever I want. All right? read the next one, whoever. All right, summarize. What are we looking for? Both area, perimeter, hexagon. Maybe go back and tie in hexagon. How do they know this is a hexagon? If they don't remember, hopefully they do, but hexagon, you count the edges, or you count the vertices, or you count the faces. Remember, hex has that X for 6. 6 hexagon. All right, so area. Where are we going to find the area? Yep, the squares inside. We could find the length and width, but what would be the easiest way to find area? Count the squares inside. Let's count by threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So right here, this part is 15. And then let's count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8. So part plus part, 15 plus an 8. Well, 8 plus 5 is 13 with a 2. So our area is 23. I can't write, y'all. 23 square units. All right, I want the rim-rim-rimeter. Where's the rim-rim-rimeter? The rim-rim-rimeter. It's the fence-imeter. It's all the way around. Can't add the sides together because there's no numbers written down. So you could just crawl along the fence. There's 1, 2, 3 squares, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Are you watching? Look up here real quick. 21, 22, because you got to go over and up. So that's 22, 23, 24. The fence-imeter all the way around, 24 units. All right, and so this is review with some of the harder, but then we're going to pull in new measurement. I would tell the kids, these two were on STAR last year. So these are the type of questions they're going to throw at you. So boys, read us about the rectangular business card. Blah, 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 blah. All right, girls, summarize. What are we looking for? We're looking for the measurement closest to perimeter card centimeters. So this is when you're going to have to pull out the STAR charts and show them there's a ruler on the front and on the back. Which one should we use? Look at them closely, but don't. All right, yeah, the one that says centimeters. Good. Nearest or closest centimeter. Right here it tells us the nearest. That means they're not having to find an exact. I wish I had brought a STAR chart home. I didn't. One thing I do is I first show the kids, like I want y'all to look up at mine, and I put the STAR chart like right under the edge so you can see the top edge, but you also can see my ruler right here. And I show them the most important thing about measuring is that you're on 0. That is so important. So make sure you're on 0. And then look. So let's say that it's like, let's say 6 is here and this is 7. Well, what are we closest to? 7, yeah. Or I always tell them half or more. Pump up the score. But yeah, you're going to the nearest. So if it was 7, we'd label it 7. 7 what? Centimeters, which I know it's more than that. I don't know what it is. And then pull in a quadrilateral attribute. Well, this length is equivalent to this length. So that means if this is 7, that's right, this is 7. All right, we're going to turn, and I want y'all watching me at first. I'm going to line up that ruler right here. Well, I better start with what? Yeah, 0, and show them. And then let's say it's right on 5. So what are we going to say? 5. All right, well, if this width is 5 centimeters, what's this one? Yeah, 5 centimeter. Because rectangles, quadrilaterals, meaning 4 sides, opposite sides are equal, right? All right, I already forgot what I'm looking for. Let's see. I'm looking for the rim-rim-rimeter. Where's it at, y'all? All the way around. Good. How do we find it? Add the sides together. Write the unit down. Or, if I can take 2 lengths, what's 7 plus 7? 14, all right? So if I take the 2L, the 2 lengths, plus the 2 widths, what's 5 plus 5? 10. I'll get 24. I'll get all the way around. I'm all panicked. Why do I not see it? Because you don't have a ruler and you made up the numbers, Catherine. What do you want to bet? It's like 28, though. All right, this is another star one. So girls, read us this one. Blah, blah, blah. Boys, what are we looking for? The perimeter, poster, inches. All right. So should I pull out my ruler and measure? Okay, some of you said yes, some of you said no. Who can justify? Who can prove why they know it's a yes or a no? And ask someone, even if they're the wrong person. It's a no because it doesn't say to pull out the ruler. So what do? Let's see. Well, what are we trying to find? The rimmeter. Where's the rimmeter? All the way around. So let's see. If I started crawling around, I know to add 30 and 12 and 22 and 22 and 12 and 30. So if I just add these digits, do I have the full perimeter? No. And this is the reason that we don't say add the numbers together. Perimeter's not add the numbers, because if you add the numbers, sometimes you're not adding all the way around. It's add the sides together. So I have to add that side plus this side plus this side plus this side plus this one and so on. Well, where am I going to get these numbers from if I'm not using the ruler? Oh yeah, over here, because they are congruent. Same size, same shape. So if that's 12, that's 12. Same here. 22, 22, 22, 22. Looks big and scary because there's lots of numbers, but here's what I know. 2 plus 2 is 4, so that's 44. And same thing here, 2 plus 2, 4, 4. So that's 44, which I know 4 plus 4s are 8. So right now I've got 88. Hadn't even worked hard yet. Here's what else I know. 3 plus 3 is what? 6. Yeah, so 30 plus 30, yep, 60. So we've got a 60. And you know what? We should know 2 12s. 2 groups of 12 is what? 24. And another 24. So I'm going to line this up. I've got 88, a 60, a 24, a 24. Y'all notice how we marked out? That way I know I've gone all the way around. All right, here we go. 4 plus 4, 8. 2 8s, 16. You always want to find those, I can't even think of the word now, compatible numbers, those friendly doubles or the tens like this. You could do this one 2 ways. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 6, 10. And that makes 9, so this is 19. So all the way around was 196 what? Inches. All right, so we'd log it in and bubble. All the way around. And then you could point out, what if I don't add that well? Well, then you could have done 30 plus 12. You could have added one at a time or a few at a time. It doesn't matter. There's no wrong way to do it as long as you add all the way around. Okay, the last one, I made these up, but whole class read it. And then they're going to summarize that they're supposed to measure length and width near a centimeter with that star chart and find perimeter for each one. Okay, well, star chart ruler. All right, where are the rulers at? Trick question, they're on both sides. Which one do I use? Centimeter. Good. What am I measuring? Length and width of what? Quadrilaterals. Make them say it. Ask them, why are these quadrilaterals? They're quadrilaterals because they have 4 edges, 4 vertices, 4 angles. All right, so then you're going to, again, I want y'all to do this. So I want y'all to line up your 0 and write down what y'all think the length is. Give them a few minutes, well, not minutes, give them a few seconds and then go, okay, what do y'all think? 18. Okay, let me see. So then I pull my ruler up, I model. Okay, I'm on 0. Yeah, you're right, it's closest to 18. And if this length is 18, yes, very good. All right, now I want y'all, look, you can rotate your paper. I want y'all to line up that 0 and tell me what you think the width is. 5. Okay, let me see. And I line up my 0 and I model. Oh, you know what? It's between 5 and 6. And you know what? It's closer to 6. So this one's actually 6. And so you're modeling. And if that one's 6, that one's 6. And then rim-itter. Crawl all the way around. Add your sides together. Write your unit down. So you'll add and then you'll write blank centimeters because we know the unit. Same thing here. Get them to measure on their own, like just a quick check. Y'all measure. Find the perimeter for me. Walk around. Go check their notes as they're doing this, and then go back to the overhead and model and see if they were right. No assignment tomorrow.